Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and members. Here to present AB 762. Current science establishes that one of the most important factors in a young child's social and emotional development is continuity of relationships. Yet our bifurcated licensing system contradicts what we know and frequently requires that children are abruptly transferred between caregivers, care centers, and away from their peers. In-home care providers do not face a dual license obstacle. It is exclusive to child care centers in California. AB 762 seeks to remedy this problem by creating a single license for child care centers serving children from birth to entering kindergarten and maintaining current safety and staffing ratios while allowing the flexibility for care providers to more appropriately transition groups of children with their peers as they become developmentally ready rather than specifically on their birthdays. I have here today a coalition of supporters to further explain the benefits of a single license system, and I'll do it briefly, and answer any questions that you might have. I have Keisha Woods, the Director of Head Start and State Preschool with the Los Angeles County Office of Education, Pam Shaw, the Executive Director of the Early Childhood Services Program with the YMCA of the Central Bay Area, and Wendy Mahaney-Gurahu, the advocacy, I hope I said that right, the Advocacy and Communications Consultant with California Head Start. So thank you for being here, my witnesses.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and distinguished board members. My name is Keisha Woods. I am the Director of the Head Start State Preschool Program with Los Angeles County Office of Education. As Assemblyman Mullen has said, that the current licensee structure is a bifurcated licensee structure which requires two different licenses, one for our infant population and another for our preschool population. Providers can also request what we call a toddler option to support the preschool license and serve children as young as 18 months. With this license, providers must pay a separate application fee for each of those licenses, for infant license, for preschool license. They also have to pay an annual licensing fee as they move forward. With the toddler option, there is no licensing fee. However, providers must get parent permission to put their child in a toddler option. They must also obtain community care licensing approval for every child that they want to place in a licensing option. If you have 30 licensed toddlers, you have to get 30 separate approvals from the licensing department. Only 2 states has this bifurcated system, and that's California and Hawaii. The Integrated Birth through Entering Kindergarten Child Care License Bill intends to streamline this process. AB 762 puts the greater emphasis on improving the quality of care through the continuity of care for our most vulnerable population. It creates a single license. It maintains the health and safety standards that are within our currency licensing structure, but it reduces some of our administrative efficiencies. AB 762 will require the Department of Social Services to create one license. The single license will be developed in continuity with other stakeholders and become effective for January 1st. In the interim, we're asking that AB 762 will eliminate the 30-month limitation and allow the toddler option to go up to 3 years until January 2016, while community care licensing makes the license effective for January 2018. Before I move on and pass it to my colleague, I'd like to share one real-life story with you. We have a program in Los Angeles County and the Pomona Unified School District. The parent, Zali, is a teenage mom. She was behind in her school credits, threatening not in a position to graduate from school. Her 19-month-old daughter was attending an infant toddler program in Pomona, and the program had to eliminate services to this child because their license only went up to 18 months. if we would have had a singular licensing structure, there would be continuity not only for the 19-month-old, but also for our teenage mom. This license is designed to help to eliminate some of those challenges.
Hi, I'm Pam Shaw with the YMCA of the Central Bay Area, which is in Berkeley. Thank you so much for your time today and for hearing this. It is also the intent of AB 762 to promote long-term efficiencies within the Department of Social Services. Right now, when they come out to centers, when the analysts come out and visit, which is right now every 5 years and hopefully will be annually, thank you, Assemblyman Calderon, they have to do 2 visits on 2 separate occasions for 2 separate licenses. Rarely do they align because it's based on an anniversary date of when you got the license. I have 5 centers, 4 of which have both licenses on them, and every year we wind up switching here to there or applying for waivers from the Department of Social Services. This past year we had to get waivers for 4 children. That meant the parents had to take their children to the doctor to get a medical note. They had to write a letter, and then the licensing had to approve it. At first they did not approve it, but when they saw what was happening and the fact that the kids were in the same program with lower adult-child ratios, but just because it was on a preschool setting versus an infant-toddler setting, it's just very confusing. It's confusing to parents, it's confusing to providers, and this bill will help clean up a lot of that language and allow us to do what we need to do. In addition to that, some of these changes, it's not no cost. I mean, it's not no cost. That sounds terrible. There should be no cost to licensing itself because those will be picked up in the fees that we're already paying as providers. It'll make our time a whole lot easier and a whole lot more simple in terms of enrollment and being able to explain to parents that their children are staying together and in a primary care situation. Our state and federal funding for those of us who are subsidized programs, and most of us serve very low-income populations throughout California, are pushing us to birth to 5 systems, and the funding is for birth to 5. In our state contracts, it's all birth to 3. It doesn't stop at 2, which is what the licensing does. There's a birth to 2 and then a 2 to 5. We're all birth to 3 or 3 to 5 funded systems. So kids are constantly getting kicked out of programs when they turn 3 for no reason other than their birthday. And it doesn't make sense. So thank you. We hope you'll approve this.
Thank you.
And finally, I'm Wendy Mahaney, again, Guru, correct, with California Head Start Association. We've certainly learned a lot in the research of brain development of our youngest children, and it's come to be that keeping children together clearly is the best way over time. That produces the best outcomes as well. That being said, any concerns about how this could come out, what could be the issues, the intent of AB 762 is to ensure that the stakeholders in early care and education, along with the Department of Social Services, work together to not only set the structure, but to address any issues of any concern that could happen along the way. It seems like those are the best 2 parties to make sure developmentally appropriate practices and health and safety standards are met. We also, again, would like to congratulate Assemblymember Calderon for his work on AB 74, the Child Care Annual Facilities Act. We believe that these 2 bills complement each other. By creating 1 license out of 2, the cost that may be incurred will be cut in half if these 2 bills should pass. So on behalf of California's children and families and providers, we'd just like to say thank you and ask for a yes vote.
Thank you so much. I see a line over there. I want to let you, in support of the bill, so please come up to the microphone.
Good afternoon, Khadija Alam Javed with the Advancement Project. For the reasons stated, we're in support.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Donna Snaringer on behalf of the Child Care Resource Center and the Child Care Alliance of Los Angeles in strong support of this effort.
Thank you.
Nina Boothie with the California Child Development Administrators Association, also in strong support.
Thank you.
Maria Carranza, Peninsula Family Services San Mateo, and I am here because as a site supervisor, I see this all the time, and I'm here to speak on behalf of one of our moms, Elizabeth Spendola. She has a baby. She's a teenage mom, and her son is about to turn 2. She has not finished high school, and services will be terminated for her. And it's been so hard for her to go and get all of these letters from the physicians, from teachers, from everyone. So I please ask to pass this vote.
Hi, Julie Lowen, Children's Paradise. This is one of those cost-saving things that you can do to help the budget of the state of California. We will no longer have to file paperwork every time we need our license shifted from infant to toddler option to preschool. We enroll based upon the need of the families in our community. And so with a 0 to 5 license, we can basically do so without having all of the paperwork that's unnecessary. Thank you.
I'm Karen Hasfaletta with Footsteps Childcare, and we have an infant program and a preschool program. And when the children turn 2, we have to move them into the next room, whether they're ready or not, unless we get a waiver, which is very difficult. And I see little ones that are not ready. I also have little ones that are ready, but we can't move them up because the licenses doesn't allow us. So I am in great support of this and hope that you make the change. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you? My name is Penny Ellis, and I'm the coordinator for the Early Head Start program with Pomona Unified School District, which is under LA County Office of Education. And I am definitely in support of this bill. I've seen tragedies happen to our teen parents, as well as children that are born kind of developmentally delayed because of premature birth. They're forced to move to the next class when they're really not ready. So I thank you very much.
Donna Uriar, San Mateo County Child Care Partnership Council, and in support.
Thank you.
Hi, Gina Allion, Professional Association for Childhood Education, and we're definitely in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mary Lou Johnson, and I own Happy Hall School in San Mateo County, and I have a toddler option and a preschool license, and I am so pleased to know that the children actually get to be developmentally well taken care of, and I support it, and I hope that you do as well.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lynette Ferguson Powell. I'm from Fresno, California with New Life Discovery Schools, and I'm in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Peter Piñon, and I'm here in behalf of Pomona Unified School District Child Development in Los Angeles County of Education. And we do believe that this bill will simplify the licensing process. And we do understand that we're here for our children, and I think it would eliminate a lot of challenges for our teen parents. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you very much. You look like everybody in the room is in support of this bill. Any opposition, any exceptions, please raise your hand or come up to the microphone. Seeing none, Calderon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I just want to thank the Assembly member for his work on this issue, as well as for his witnesses for their testimony. Not only on its own is this issue extremely important, but it's also, I think, a great partner in an issue that I'm extremely passionate about, which is community care licensing, and this will absolutely help with the cost of those inspections to get us back to annual inspections, because you won't have to be inspecting the same facility twice for having 2 different licenses. So I love the bill and urge the committee to vote aye.
Great. Thank you very much. Any questions, comments? No. Well, I do have one for Mr. Mullen. Please, after we took the vote here, write to the legislature in Hawaii and tell them they're the only state that have to do a license now, okay?
I will do that.
With that, will Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Motion is due pass to the Appropriations Committee. Chu.
Aye.
Chu, aye. Mays.
Aye.
Mays, aye. Calderon.
Aye.
Calderon, aye. Lopez.
Aye.
Lopez, aye. Mainshine. Mainshine, aye. Stone. Stone, aye. Thurmond. Bill has 6 votes.
Great. Thank you very much. The votes are out. Congratulations. All right. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. The last one is mine.